The days are longer, the calendar is filling up, and I want to feel as good as this beautiful summer weather. That's why I've been loving Groons. It's one daily pack of gummies that covers my greens, vitamins, and minerals, and even has 6 grams of prebiotic fiber. So I don't need to juggle a complicated wellness routine on top of everything else. They taste amazing. They're easy to toss in my bag on the go. Plus, they're vegan, gluten free, and HSA, FSA eligible for reimbursement. Save up to 52% off with promo code podcast at gruns.co. That's code podcast at gruns.co.
Hi, everybody. This is Dawn Mitchell, and welcome to Dawn of Sports. Today, our guest is coming off just a golden experience, if you will, of a lifetime. Alli Altmann is the goaltender coach for Team USA. We all know what the women's hockey team did over in Milan. She's an Egan native, also a goaltender coach over at St. Thomas for the women's hockey team there. We've got a lot to dig into with Alli, so that is coming up.
Looking forward to this. This is Dawn of Sports. Dawn, of course, from Fox 9 and TalkNorth.com. Best way to listen to this show or any of our shows at the network, please subscribe to your favorite podcast app. We're also doing some of our shows on YouTube these days. Check them all out. We do appreciate it. We're also sponsored we're sponsored by Lexus of Wayzata and Maplewood.
Well, I am so excited to talk to Alli Altmann right now. I can't even imagine, Alli, what you and Team USA has just been through. I know this team in years past has won. They've been victorious. It's been one of the staples for any Team USA across all sports. But to come home now, knowing that you're part of a team that won gold, how are you feeling right now?
Honestly, it's just all been a whirlwind, and it's really kind of hard to fathom. I'm honestly just proud of this team and what they've been through and what they stand for, and the job that they did out there on the ice. And I couldn't be more proud as a coach to coach them, especially our goaltenders.
Well, thank you for leading into that, because I know the three goaltenders you had: Erin Frankel, Gwen Phillips, Ava McNaughton. But let's talk about Erin Frankel. When I saw her stat that she faced and correct me if these numbers are wrong, but I think that they're spot on, a total of 99 shots on goal and only 2 went in. That is mind-boggling. Isn't it so for a coach as well to see that?
Yeah, it's so mind-boggling. But I mean, if someone were to put up that number, it would be Erin Frankel. You look back to what she's done in her career in college hockey and pro hockey, like I don't even want to say it's surprising. Like, it makes complete sense that she did what she did.
What do you like most about her? I know everyone says quiet goaltenders, and when I talk to people that don't really follow hockey, they're like, well, what do you mean? She does not give up a lot of rebounds. She doesn't flail, obviously, because she's a professional goaltender. But what do you, as her coach, like most about her?
Honestly, for you to say those two things about her as a coach makes me feel so good about her game and where it's at. Because if we look back to where her game came from her college years, and she was maybe that goalie that was a little bit more unorthodox and relied on her reflexes and maybe gave up an occasional rebound that you're like, oh, maybe we can control that. Right. And to hear your feedback, and I've heard it from countless other people about the control she had, not only with her saves, her rebound control, where she was putting her body with her positioning and being in control of the whole crease itself. But it's amazing to hear that feedback about where her game's at, because I know she's not even close to where she could be.
Oh, wow.
So I think my favorite thing about her is her pro mindset and her eagerness to always want to get better and never settle.
And that, I want all young female and male goaltenders, if you're listening, that is the key, because you can start a certain way and even after your college years become even better. And you say that she's just scratching the surface. That's incredible.
Yeah, I really think that she still has another level that she can get to in her game, and which would be crazy. I mean, if she's got 99 saves and only gives up 2, like, I still think that she can even excel more than that, which is insane to even say.
Oh
So,
my gosh. Oh my gosh. So how do you as a coach or anybody on the coaching staff, when you're not on the ice yourself and the game goes to overtime for gold, how do you contain nerves, jitters? Do you talk to yourself? Do you hold your breath? What is that like to be part of that?
so I sit up in the suite level with our GM, with Ellen Hughes, our consultant, with our strength coach Cal Dietz. We had a ton of the men's staff up there with us, supporting us. And what's crazy is I've had this question by just some friends, like, were you nervous? And it was weird. Like, I wasn't. Like,
Really?
I knew we were gonna win. It just was like, okay, when's it gonna happen? Like, when are we going to break through this moment of this 1-0 game? And the moment Hillary scored, like, I think we knew we were gonna win. At least I did in my heart, and I know a lot of other people did too. Like, there's no way that our team, the way that they've been playing for the last year, from last Worlds, through this tournament, and they're the best women's hockey team that the U.S. has ever put together. From our first line to our fourth line, first string goalie to our third string goalie, and I knew it was going to happen. It was just, okay, when's it going to happen? Like, maybe you get a little bit anxious that way, but truly, I think there was a ton of belief in the locker room from players to staff all the way through.
I think yesterday, it was just yesterday, the days are blurring, recently. You're
Yeah.
just like, what day is it? And Taylor Heise, and I love that, she said, this is the best women's hockey team. And then she made a clarification. Other people are saying it, even other women from other past teams. So I'm not out of turn here. Just the talent level on this team. I find it amazing that women from past USA teams are like, this team is stacked. Like we
Yes.
were stacked, but the game is just getting better. The players are just getting better. That is so amazing to hear from women from years past.
Oh, totally. I heard it from a couple players that I'm close with from years past, and they said the exact same thing. And so it is really cool to be a part of something where, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just a coach. Like, these players put their heart and soul into this, and to hear it from the alumni all the way through, and just to be able to be a part of the organization and go through this moment with them is just unbelievable.
Well, I like how you say, "Oh, I'm just a coach." You are not just a coach. You come with experience. You've played the game. They can't do it without you.
Yeah, I know. I'm always humble in that way. I hate talking about myself. It's all about the players and what they're putting out there on the ice, and I'm happy to be a part of their journey. So,
Well, then you're going to hate my next question. So, you were also a star at Minnesota State, for the Mavericks. You're still the all-time leader in games played with 110. And I think sometimes when I talk to athletes and tell them you're an all-time leader, like, that just makes me feel old. But you've got that. For me, it means that you stayed healthy and you were good at what you did. So what were your years like down in Mankato?
oh, they were some of the best years of my life. And I mean, anytime you can play a sport and play at a high level and compete with your buddies and go through that experience with each other. I mean, it was a blast. And like you said, I was fortunate and stayed healthy, and got a ton of starts down there. Yeah, it grew me into what I am today, and I'm happy that I could continue um, my hockey journey as a coach. Right, there wasn't a lot of
Mhm.
maybe playing opportunities when I was in college to play after, but I wanted to pursue the love of the game and fell in love with coaching. So,
More with Alli here in a second. We appreciate her joining us after quite a journey. Thanks to Dawn for lining Alli up. We do want to let you know about our sponsors. We are coming to you from the Aquarius Home Services Studio. Would also like to thank Lexus of Wayzata and Maplewood. Back to Dawn and Alli.
Alli, you talk about playing opportunities, and One of my lines, and I've said it many, many times on this podcast, but I truly believe it for women in sports, is pioneers take arrows. And this team stands on the shoulders of women who had the talent but didn't have a chance to, say, go pro. And even you mentioned Ellen Hughes, she didn't even get a chance to play in the Olympics because women weren't allowed to then. How proud does that make you feel, how this sport has advanced for those opportunities?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I remember going to my first Frost game, and I almost cried, hearing the anthem and starting
Oh,
lineup. And I even remember watching the first P-Dub draft and seeing some of our US girls get drafted, and I'm crying, not bawling, but I have tears in my eyes sitting in the car watching it. And people are like, what's going on? I'm like, guys, this is the moment.
yeah,
This is the moment when women's hockey is gonna take off, and it's finally happening. And I hope that this league continues to flourish and provide these opportunities for these amazing women to do what they love and do what they're good at, right? For a career,
right.
and just continue to inspire everyone around them. And I just hope it continues to grow in the way that it should.
Let me ask you about two non-goalies, just if you have any insights or memories or thoughts on them. Yeah, tell us about Hillary Knight and Abby Murphy.
So Murph and I go back a little bit. I coached her at the U18s, and she's one of the best players. I mean both those names, right? You can
Mhm.
list off anyone on our team and be like, oh my gosh, they're the best to ever play the game. Murphy is someone that you want on your team. She brings the fire, she brings the jam, and she's special. She's not only crafty, but she brings that energy and a little bit of fight to the game, and you need those players on your team. Hillary Knight, the goat. She is the
Right.
best to ever play the game, and she is such a good player, such a good leader. I remember getting scored on a bunch by her in college, and so it's fun to remember those times too when I get to be on the ice with her as a coach. But she's left the game better than where it was when she started. And I think for anyone that plays at a high level, yes, winning is important, winning is fun, but I think we can all tip our cap to her and where she's left this game whenever she chooses to retire. I hope she continues to play and plays many more years. So
Yeah, back to Abby, we had her on a podcast before they officially announced the final roster, but pretty much we
yeah.
all knew she was going to make it, but she remained humble, like, well, we'll see, and you just knew she was going to make it. And
Yep.
she is, what I love about her too is after all my years of covering her and watching her from the Gophers, she's comfortable with you calling her a pest, right?
Oh yeah.
She loves that. And I said, I'm saying this in the best way. And she's like, oh, no, I know. And Brad Frost loves that about her. She goes, no, I know I get under people's skin, but that's just how I play. My brothers kind of brought that out in me, right? I love her personality about it. She knows who she is.
Oh, totally. And she's one player on the ice, and then you meet her off the ice and you're like, whoa, this is like she's so nice and caring and just a good person. Then she's on the ice just you know, doing her thing. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and she's going to get in there. If there's someone
Oh yeah.
mixing it up, right? Or sometimes she even buzzes in there, mixes it up, and leaves, which cracks me up, right? It just makes me laugh.
Yeah, totally.
And let me ask you, I don't want to belabor this point, but I was I was really proud, especially so, after we'd be remiss if we didn't touch on it, but I've been proud of the women and how they've handled it with the joke from the president in the men's locker room. And Hillary yesterday, all the women just handle it well, saying, listen, it was in bad taste, or we're all about unity. And we know that the men supported us. We've been in the cafeteria with them. And I also have seen so much where I think Jack was like, I was just thinking of Megan when I scored the goal. I was
Yeah,
thinking
totally.
of her overtime. So to see the women actually be forced now to have to deal with that after just, celebrating gold, how proud are you of the women on how they handled it? And even Taylor said, listen, a lot of these questions, whether we go to Vegas or not, this is all from Hillary. Whatever our captain says, we do, we do. And
Yeah.
then, Hillary saying, listen, I think her quote was distasteful joke, but then she moved on just to how wonderful it is and unified the two teams were. I'm telling you, some athletes aren't ready to be put in the position to handle things so gracefully. And I know a lot of these women play pro, so they've been, versed in it. But I have been so proud of this women's team, not only during the Olympics, winning gold, but dealing with all of this. As a coach, how proud are you?
Oh, I'm so proud of them. I mean, like it's like you said, it's a unfortunate, tough situation that they're being
Mhm.
forced to even have to answer questions on this. And
Yeah.
I think it just shows their character, how they were raised, the people that they surround themselves with. And like I don't know how I would be in that situation as an athlete, like thinking back to like how I was in college, like if I would be able to answer with the eloquency that they're doing it with. And I couldn't be more proud of them, of how they're handling this situation.
Yeah, I said, oh my gosh, I've said this to many people. If I were an athlete and some of the and I'm okay, I am a journalist and I know how questions should be formed, but some people do it for the reaction now, the
Totally.
gotcha moment because of
Yep.
social media. Some people, there's just so many different forms now of journalism and outlets that I said, you know what, if I were an athlete and I was that age, like right out of, you know, college, and I might be the jerk athlete. Like my
Totally.
friends, I identify as sassy, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have been able to hold in I mean, I'm better now at a poker face, but I
Yeah.
don't know if I would have been able to do that. I'm so in awe of these women that do it and
Yeah.
men
They're
that can do that.
yeah, they're pretty awesome. And again, they hold themselves with such poise and eloquency that it doesn't surprise me that they're answering these questions the way that they are. So they're rock stars.
So I have to letting people know, full disclosure, I'm friends from way back with Ellen Hughes, like way back in the day. And before she even got married. So now we know that, she's not only getting her props for being, yes, Jack and Quinn and Lukey, poor Luke, right now,
I
who's
know.
injured for this team, but being their mom. But also, I like that she's finally getting flowers for the player that she was back in the day, not just teaching her boys to skate, which is no small feat when you raise 3 first-round draft picks. I get it.
Yeah,
But
unbelievable.
unbelievable. I think it's a moment where now women are getting their due. Like, even the kids, even all of her sons say, she was the one that taught us to skate. She was the incredible athlete. How is it she's very humble like you. Like you say, well, I'm just a coach, She's like, I get out of their way, I connect people. But just to be on a coaching staff that has this rich history of participation, because you even and I know you mentioned it, but you've been the coach for the U18 team, for the IIHF World Champion, where they won 2 gold, 3 silvers. I mean, there's just a vast experience pool of all of the coaching staff, including Ellen, to bring to
Yep.
these young women. How was it to be in a group of women like that and have someone with Ellen on your staff now this year?
I mean, anytime that you get to represent your country and be on the staff of the highest team in the country, like you're surrounded by the best of the best. And
Mm.
when you're surrounded by the best of the best, it brings out the best in you. And
Oh,
I
good.
have learned so much from Ellen, from Coach Robleski, from Sherry, our GM. Um, like I know that I wouldn't be the coach I am today, without all of their mentorship, partnership, friendships, over the last 3 years. And Ellen's special. She obviously has raised 3 kids that are in the NHL, and she has a ton of knowledge and history, and she holds herself with poise and grace. And I've learned so much from her, and specifically on on just speaking and learning how to just command a room and voice your
Mhm.
opinion, and just her friendship's been unbelievable as well.
Oh, that's great to hear. That's awesome to hear. And there's no small task that you have ahead of you now. I mean, people like, oh, they're back and they're partying. It's like, no, you are still the goaltender coach at St. Thomas, and you
Yep.
have a Goliath, not Wisconsin, but the second in
The second
Ohio
one,
State
yeah.
that you're facing. Have you had enough time to catch your breath? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I have. Tuesday I did a bunch of laundry all day and got the house organized and got to practice. And Wednesday I got to practice, and the girls took off yesterday off to Ohio. But yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle. But like I told those guys yesterday before they left, like no one remembers what happened during the season. Like playoffs
Yeah.
is do or die, and if you don't like what happened during the year, then change it. Like right now, it doesn't matter. Everyone's reseeded, and you guys have an opportunity to go take down two. Like why not?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, but if they got to bring their A game. It's what they got to do.
Well, I have just been so happy to see both the men and women's side how the hockey programs in just the few years that you guys have been D1 has caught lightning in a bottle. That must
Totally.
be great to see, just the trajectory of the teams, even basketball, but being on the men and women's side for hockey, it's like it's almost like St. Thomas is a microcosm of what you just said, right? Anything can happen once you get into D1, and now anything can happen once you get into the postseason. So
Totally.
the women can embody that spirit, don't you think?
Yeah, totally. And I think too, like relying on maybe some of the the success they had during the season going into this weekend. I mean, it was tough, but we did take Ohio into two really good
Yes.
overtime games. So I think if they can channel some of that going into tomorrow and just have some confidence and just play a really good game, we never know what can happen. And obviously, we're going to need strong goaltending. Chances are they're going to outshoot us. So if we can be strong in the net and kill off some penalties, maybe score a power play goal, anything can happen.
And from what I've been watching this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, you use different goalies. So it's not just one that you ride the whole way. You have Danny Strom, Nora Hannon, and Julia Minotti.
Yep.
What have you seen from your trio of goaltenders this year that you have liked and how they've helped each other improve?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is off the ice. They're a pretty tight knit group. Julia's been great to have come in as a transfer senior, and she's just been a really good role model and mentor to our other young goalies. Obviously, we have another senior goalie, Maggie, that also does a great job with the mentorship role. But Danny's been fighting a little bit of injury this season, so we've been trying to get her into games, as you can kind of see sporadically throughout the season. But she's been battling a couple injuries here and there, which has kind of kept her out of the lineup. And Julia's stood really strong for us, taking up most of the minutes. And then freshman Nora Hannon from Edina has gotten into a couple games too. And she's been doing great.
Yeah, you need that in case, like you said, there's injuries that someone's battling. Just that sisterhood of goaltenders is just so important. It's such a rare thing, even on an NHL team or a PWHL team, whether or not they're playing, how close they are off the ice. So it's that we're competing. We want to be the one starting. We want to be the one in goal, but we get if we're not. You have to have that rare bond between your players.
Oh, totally. Like goalies I coach, especially when I get to coach them on a team environment, I'm like, hey, you guys don't have to be best friends. Like
Right.
no one ever said you have to be best friends. If you are, great, love that. But you guys need to have respect for each other and push each other and compete in a healthy way on the ice, off the ice. Because guess what? Goalies is one of the toughest positions in all sports, and only one gets to be in the net in any given moment. So, you guys have to find your ways to continue to excel and be ready, because you never know when your opportunity is going to come and when you need to play a game for your team.
Well, I want to give you a little bit of props on that too, because you have your own business in terms of helping develop goalies, Devenir goaltenders, right?
Yep.
Co-owner, vice president. So if there's any young goaltenders out there, Alli can be hired to help you. But would you say that the mental aspect is just as hard to develop players as it is getting them, like you said with Erin, getting her quiet, that kind of thing, the reaction time, the mentality is important.
Totally. I think that's the piece that separates the really, really good goalies to the GOAT goalies. I mean, if you look at Erin and Gwen specifically with their professional careers and what they've done in college and their whole history is like their mental side. It's so hard to explain, like the confidence that you can just see in their eyes when they're going out for a game or when they're going out for practice. And those two are completely separate. Like they're completely different goalies. Like Gwen's confidence looks a lot different than Erin's. And, those intangible pieces that they've developed with their mentality are the pieces that have let them rise to the top of this goalie like pool, if you would say. So yeah, the mental side is definitely it's the hardest part to teach too. You can't teach it. It's like, it's like a combination of like the experiences that you've had, the adversity that you've faced, both maybe long-term, short-term, in the middle of games, trying to bounce back from a bad goal, maybe dealing with, bad teammates or coaches that aren't great or whatever it happens to be. But it's definitely the piece that is the separating factor.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Alli, would you ever have thought when you were a young girl growing up in Eagan, just before maybe the first time you laced up to go out there and whenever you decided to become a goalie, that you'd be part of, unfortunately coaches don't get gold medals, but you'd be part of the gold medal team right now? Do you ever have a surreal moment like that?
It's, I don't know. I don't think little Alli would have ever dreamt of this and being able to just pursue hockey as a career in general. Yeah. And then to have the honor to represent your country. And then on top of that, be a part of a gold medal winning team in the Olympics. Yeah. I mean, you just say it out loud and you're like, wow, it's pretty special. I've been blessed and fortunate to be able to have all these opportunities. And it's been amazing.
Do coaches get like maybe a plaque or a ring or something? Like maybe a little plaque with a little tiny gold medal on it? Like I'm always hoping, like, what do the coaches get?
I'm sitting here at my desk and I have a couple of world championship rings kind of staring at me. And so I imagine that USA Hockey will do something for the squad.
Yay!
So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Alli, thank you so much. I know that you're regrouping. You have Ohio State tomorrow, like we were just talking about, but coming off the euphoria of gold. I'm just so happy for you because I think people earn where they are, and I know fate plays into it and all that, but I'm just so happy when it comes around to people who really deserve it, and you're one of them. So thank you,
Don. I appreciate that. It means a lot.